Hello, my beautiful and talented people. Thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and booking readings. I deeply appreciate you all. If you do want a free reading, I'm going to give away 2 as soon as I hit 11,000 subscribers. So just make sure that you are subscribed and you comment if you want to be a part of that. If you want to book with me, my email's in the description right below the timestamps. I do not solicit anybody in the comments, and if that happens, it is absolutely not me. So be careful, protect yourselves, and just know that I'm the only one who can edit the description area. So my gorgeous angels, how do others see you? We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Take a moment, figure out which one feels right to you, and we're going to move on to our gorgeous pile number 1s. Pile number 1, how do others see you? How do others see pile number 1? We have the 5 of Swords. We have the Chariot. We have the King of Wands. And we have the 5 of Wands. People might see you as somebody who is conflicted. Some people may see you as somebody that may sabotage some success. I think that you do come off as somebody who is confident and charismatic, but we need to talk about the 5s, because the 5s are conflict. 5 of Swords is serious conflict. 5 of Wands is a little bit less severe, but it's a little disorganized. Why is the 5 of Swords? If you're getting the 5 of Swords, you might need to pay attention to, if you ever, you may need to be mindful about, like, if winning is actually winning, because sometimes it isn't. We have the Strength card. All right, there's also some of you who can see, some of you who it's not you, but I feel like maybe there are some people in your life where they see you being strong, they see you succeeding, and there might be some people in your life who, because of that, because of maybe a little bit of jealousy regarding that, they might sabotage you. So keep that in mind. We have the Queen of Wands. Now we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. Both fiery, passionate, intense, but creative individuals, like charisma. I feel like they're the Queen, both the King and the Queen are proactive. The King tends to be a little bit more proactive, but the Queen of Fire goes after what she wants. The King of Wands goes after what he wants. But I feel like there could be some conflict about you going after what you want. Clarity on the King of Wands. Clarity on the King of Wands. We have the King of Pentacles. I feel like you have what it takes to make something that you're passionate about into something that can be grounded, that can be reality. I feel like you probably are capable of making something you're passionate about into something that makes you money. We have the 6 of Cups. We have the Chariot and the 6 of Cups. So with the 6 of Cups, 6 of Cups is like innocent, caring love. It can be nostalgia. I feel like when moving forward, it is kind of important to figure out who your actual real friends are. Because there are some people who will see you having strength, who see you succeeding, and like they might try to mess that up. And they might try to mess that up not because like that's something that you deserve, but you're showing more self-control. You're showing more strength than they do. Yeah, and that's exactly it. You're showing more strength than they do. And rather than, you know, make their life something better, they might want to keep you where they are. So be careful. Be careful. But you do have real friends. You do have true friends. But you're going to have to, like, in the conflicts going forward, you're going to have to actually think about who's actually really, truly being a friend to you. Is somebody letting you be your best self? How do others see you? How do others see you? 6 of Wands. I feel like people see you moving towards some kind of success. Between that and the 6 of Wands, we have the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords is the prison of the mind, the limitations that sometimes other people try to put on us, but they're only limitations when we actually truly accept that those are our limitations. Now, there is a need to take responsibility for self-limiting beliefs that you have, but I think that there's a need to really pay attention to if there's anybody in your life who isn't happy for your success. Anybody in your life who's, you know, like when you get creative, they get conflict. They cause conflict because we've got, I feel like there's an energy of, you know, a lot of communication telling you you can't do something. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be wise about your choices. You absolutely should. But, like, this is something that is a block to you. And you know what? Maybe some people block you because of their own self-limiting beliefs. But I feel like you're on your way to some kind of success, and there's a need to like consider like whether or not, you know, you're in a conflict, whether you're sabotaging it or whether you're letting somebody else sabotage that. You're letting somebody else put these limiting things on you. How do others see you? Pile number 1. We have the 4 of Cups. Yeah, it's very important to pay attention to what actually matters, because you can definitely get lost in the sauce. You can get lost in the things that don't matter. But I feel like you have what it takes to be successful in something that you are passionate about. Are you paying attention to what really matters? Or yeah, because you might not take something that is right for you if you pay attention to the things that don't matter. And sometimes the thing that doesn't matter is other people's limited beliefs about you. Some people's limited beliefs about themselves. Some people's needs to keep you where you are so they don't have to step up. So they don't have to actually, yeah. 9 of Pentacles. You are on some kind of road to success, to personal happiness, to personal security. But you are going to have to sort through who are actually your real friends and who are people who are kind of not so happy for your success, might actually sabotage that success. And if somebody's sabotaging your success, like, I feel like there's a need to be mindful about how much attention that you give that person. Because I feel like you're going to be offered love, you're going to be offered kindness, but people have a negativity bias. So I feel like it's really important to think about who and what you should invest in right now. And really pay attention to the communication that you're receiving from people. Clarity on the 9 of Pentacles. And we have the 6 of Swords and the Tower. So the 9 of Pentacles is about being able to be secure within yourself, regardless of other people. The Tower is when, you know, something is not built on a strong foundation. And the 6 of Swords is about needing to move on to calmer waters, moving away from, you know, dramatic situations like a tower. So I think that this is not the time to pay attention to the haters. This doesn't mean that, you know, you should never listen to a true friend who's just who's saying, well, maybe you're not doing the right thing, but you need to make sure that you're hanging out with people who are happy for your success, who are supportive in your success, because you're leveling up and not everybody around you is down with that. We have Magic, Hecate. So I feel like you've got some kind of magic going on. I feel like people recognize it whether or not they're on your side or against you. There are people who don't even know, there are people you don't even know that helped set up where you are now in the world. Respect that. All right. It isn't important to respect, you know, what you are building on top of. You know, whether it is, dropping things as usual, whether it is in your profession, whether it is like, you know, people who did better so you can do even better. There is a need to like respect the people who built the road that you walk on, even if you're paving a new one. How do others see you? Ceremony. Honor how far you've come. Look, you've come a long way. So the question, I feel like there is a need to honor how far you've come, not just the limitations you may still feel. And there is a need to, like, you know, pay attention, make sure that you're paying attention to what matters, not to like some other limitation that somebody wants to put on you. Surrender. There are things that you cannot control. Even if you are a very powerful person, I get with the King and the Queen of Wands that you are. But what we cannot control is another person. We can't control another person's healing. We can't control another person's choices. You can succeed, and I feel like you're well on your way. But I feel like part of what you may need to surrender are people who are not happy for the success that you've had, not happy for how far you've come. And the 6 of Cups came up, so you do have true friends. But I feel like there's a need to with the Five of Swords, there's a need to pay attention to the people who, you know, want to win. They want to win at any cost, and they don't care, like, the consequences of what that'll actually mean. So I feel like the biggest advice is, like, make sure that you're spending your time with the people who are really there for you. We have Yoda inside a heart. So I feel like there is something in your heart space that has the force and ability to create what you want. We have your heart, there being a lot of twists and turns. Like, it might have, but we have the heart and the heart. Like, it might have been a lot of work to become who you are, to maintain an open heart despite what you have gone through. But you're leveling up with the butterfly, you're transforming, you're growing. And we have the grounding stone with the black stone. So I do feel like you've got an energy of some people around you who want to keep you where you were. And that's fine if it was healthy for you, and it's not if it's not. And we have the cog. And the cog is about being in the right place to exert the right force, to make the right thing happen. So, you're leveling up. You have some truth, friends, but not everybody is happy for you. And you do need to, like, pick your battles and think about who's worth the attention, who is not. And you're going to have to release. Well, you don't have to surrender, but you're going to have to surrender things that aren't good for your growth, aren't good for you continuing to go forward. This doesn't mean that you have to lose everybody in your life. It does mean that, you know, you're going to have to occasionally have boundaries and enforce those boundaries. And if people ultimately don't respect those boundaries after that, then you may have to give yourself the ability to only keep around the people who are honestly, truly being your friend. So I wish you the absolute best. Thank you so much. If you want to book with me, my email's in the description right below the timestamps. If you want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 11,000 subscribers. So just be subscribed and comment if you want to be a part of that. Thank you again, my gorgeous angels. And it's time for pile number 2. Pile number 2, my gorgeous angels. How do others see pile number 2? How do others see pile number 2? We have temperance. Temperance is moderation, harmony. You might be somebody who gets along well with others. You may be somebody that brings a lot of peaceful energy. You may be somebody who has a lot of, like, healing energy. Like, people, you know, feel calm, relaxed, healed in your presence. We have the 10 of Pentacles. People see you as somebody who is like their family. Somebody, yeah, I feel like people want to have something, whether it is friendships, whether it is relationships. People want you in their life, in their family, in their extended family, in their friend family for a long time. We have the Lovers. Yeah, Lovers is the choice to love and be loved. This people, you know, you probably have people who are very, very interested in having a romantic relationship with you. But I feel like people just love you. We have the Star. Star is about healing. Another healing card. Wish fulfillment. Hope. I feel like you're somebody that tends to give people a lot of hope. I feel like you're somebody that people feel very safe and whole around. How do others see you? Pile number 2. How do other people... Ooh. We have the 4 of Cups. So maybe some people don't feel like you see the love that is, you know, that people have for you. It could be that you focus a little bit on, you know, things that are maybe not as important. Maybe some people feel like they're not picked by you. Obviously, we can't necessarily, especially in a romantic area, we can't just necessarily choose everybody who has any kind of interest. I feel like there's something more in there. Snake and the Queen of Wands. For some of you, this is for some of you, but some of you, like, people think that you might choose, you know, instead of people who want to offer you love, some kind of enmity. Like, there could be an aspect there. Others of you, like, maybe, no, I feel like there are definitely some people who don't feel like you choose what they would want you to choose. We have the 7 of Wands. And I feel like maybe well, 7 of Wands is fighting for what you believe in, fighting for what matters to you, fighting all comers. For some of you, you might be somebody who, like, fights for what you matters. For some of you, you might fight for something that, you know, other people see as potentially a danger to you. Clarity on the 10 of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Swords. Again, this is how others see you. This does not necessarily mean that everybody else knows how to live your life. But, I feel like maybe people come in with a lot of energy towards you, or people may feel like you're occasionally hasty. We have the 4 of Swords, clarifying the Lovers. 4 of Swords is the next step, healing after heartbreak, healing after loss, healing after the 3 of Swords. So maybe there is some kind of healing journey that people see you on yourself. We have the Star clarifying, and the 10 of Pentacles. I feel like what people wish for you is just happiness, long-term stability. I feel like there are definitely people who wish to have long-term stability with you. Ten of Pentacles is like, you're definitely, this doesn't mean that every person in the world will, you know, want something steady and stable with you, because some people just don't want that at all. But I feel like you have people who really want to go the distance with you, who feel like you are prosperity. You are somebody that, you are family. You are somebody that they can build something long-lasting and good with. We have the 3 of Pentacles. So the 3 of Pentacles is about cooperating. Is about, like, making something bigger than you and another person could make individually. We have the 5 of Pentacles. I feel like if you are on the outside, like people feel like this is not the position you should be in. This is not people. Again, I'm not saying that no individual might put you out in the cold without meeting your needs, but it seems like everybody just, I'd say the vast majority of people in your life want wish fulfillment for you, want happiness for you, want extreme abundance instead of, not getting your needs met, especially in aspects of love. For some of you, this people might want you to heal from something so that you can find abundance in the area of love, in which it isn't, just, your needs not really being met, but you getting all the abundance in the world. 3 of Wands. I feel like you definitely have people in your life who want you to look at the long term, at the long game, think about like what you want. Because I feel like, again, maybe not every last person in your life wishes you well, but I feel like for the most part, they do. So beware if you are defending something that on some level you may know is not healthy for you. I mean, you get to make choices. We all do. We have temple, church, mosque. Recognize your spiritual authority. Like, you have authority to make choices. Since it's temple, church, mosque, like, are you doing it in alignment with what your own beliefs are? Freya. I feel like people want you to be able... I feel like people have seen you bold, seen you strong. I feel like people want to see that part of you again. People want you to be able to move forward from whatever didn't, like, meet your needs, whatever left you out in the cold, whatever, didn't give you the abundance that you so clearly deserve. Because to most people in your life, it is what you so clearly deserve. Kindness every day. So, I mean, your energy might be so healing because you are somebody that shows a lot of kindness. With the 3 of Wands and kindness every day, it's a need to look in the long term and, like, what is kind? What is the kind thing to do? Kind thing to do is not always like the people-pleasing thing to do. And it doesn't mean that we have to be cruel to be kind. But are we being honest and authentic? So I feel like people see your kindness, see your inner beauty. I feel like people know that you are healing from some sort of pain. And from their perspective, you might be coming off as very defensive regarding it. But I feel like, for the most part, the people in your life really just want abundance for you, want love for you, want good things for you, want you to receive the kind of kindness that you give, want to see the boldness and the strength that they recognize in you. But they might see you as somebody who needs to sweep away something that isn't serving with the broom. Again, ultimately, you have to make your choices. And you have the right to make your choices just as much as everybody else does. But I feel like people want you to really think about the long term. Like, what is this choice leading to in the long term? And if that's not what you want, then think about what you do. We have the peacock. The peacock can be about beauty, but the peacock can also be about arrogance. We have the Ankh, and the Ankh is about life. We have, these came out a second time, we have a lot of twists and turns with the heart, but it's still being intact and it's still being beautiful. And we have using, you know, your wisdom in your heart to make, you know, to make things happen. We have the crown. I feel like people don't want you to forget even a little bit, like, the worth that they see in you. Again, this doesn't mean that you couldn't have some people in your life who are not about you, but I feel like for the most part, you're just loved. And sure, you may have, you know, some people in your life who don't want to give you what you deserve. You might have some people, you know, you might be healing from something. But I feel like I feel like it's important to consider whether or not what you're defending is actually what you truly want. Actually what will truly offer you the happiness that you deserve. Because you're the only one who gets to make that decision. No matter how much somebody wants something from you, for you. You do need to be paying attention to, like, people who want something from you, of course. Because there are some mercenary people out there. But I feel like for the most part, people want you to, like, really be feeling yourself. Like, I feel like people really want you to be spreading your wings, to thinking about yourself. We have M, so that's an initial for somebody. So there is being kind, being loving, being giving is a wonderful, beautiful thing. But it should not leave you out in the cold without your own needs met. And if it is, then there is maybe a need to, like, look, instead of just defending whatever that is, like, look, is this actually serving me? Because you can be a loving person and have boundaries. You can be a loving person and, you know, not reinvest in somebody who's only about themselves. Because every time we're putting time and energy in somebody's life, that's a reinvestment. And it's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with, you know, loving people. There's nothing wrong with being kind. But you deserve to have real abundance, not to be out in the cold. And I feel like you give so much healing energy to people. But, you know, sometimes people gravitate towards healing energy who really need healing, whether they're ready for it or not. So I feel like you got people around you who want the absolute best for you. But from their perspective, they might see you as being a little bit defensive about something that might, from their perspective, seems a little bit dangerous to you. So, hope this helps you. I deeply appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you want to book with me, my email is in the description right below the timestamps. If you want to get a free reading, I'm going to give away 2 as soon as I hit 11,000 subscribers. So be subscribed and comment, and you're in the running. So my gorgeous pile number 3. How do others see you? How do others see you? How do others see you? We have the Ten of Swords. We have, so this, people might have see you going through some kind of pain, some kind of difficult ending. We have the Fool. People see you starting over. Maybe doing things completely different. So it seems like you're at the very beginning. Maybe you're having to do something completely different than what you have done before, but it is something that sets the stage for future abundance. And you have options ahead of you. And I feel like there is a desire, like, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who are offering you things. I feel like there is a need to make sure that you're choosing wisely, because the Seven of Cups, a lot of options are not all options lead to where you want to actually go. And we have the Snake. And traditionally, one of the Seven of Cups, in one of them is a snake, which represents poison. So, I mean, it can be like growing, shedding your skin so you can be reborn. But especially because it's on top of the Seven of Cups, and in that symbolism, it is really like the poison cup. Like, be like you're starting over. There, you ended something that was really difficult. Make sure that you're choosing wisely, because there are certainly some people in your life that are maybe concerned that you will choose, in your next choice, you might choose, instead of something that will make you happy, something that will cause you harm. Clarity on the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, and we have, I feel like it's been a lot of work to get over some kind of block. I feel like whatever difficult ending that you've had, like, it's created some kind of block, and it's a lot of effort to get over that block. However, you starting over is creating a new path that will take you past something that wasn't easy for you to pass before. So know, like, doing something different is actually going to lead you towards success, even if it feels crazy because it's just not how you've done things in the past. Clarity on the the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Wands and the Broom. So the Ace of Pentacles is something that at the start can be something built for the long term, something that is secure, something that is real. It could be monetary, it could be a good relationship, but there is a need to make sure that in your excitement you do sweep away what maybe options that, like, aren't the ones that you should choose. I mean, I feel like it's okay to, you know, make some choices by process of eliminating the things that aren't actually viable. How do others see you? Pile number 3. How do others see you? We have the Tower. This is, of course, on top of the Ten of Swords. So the Tower happens when something dramatically goes wrong, where there is, you know, your whole paradigm shifts, the foundation between below your feet falls apart. So I feel like whatever you're starting over from was dramatic and hard. Clarity on the Seven of Cups and the Snake. People want you to be truly happy and secure in happy connections and happy relationships, happy friendships. But people do feel like you need to choose wisely. Maybe there was a poor choice that led to a catastrophic result. And you do have options ahead of you now, and there is a need for you to, well, there isn't, like, you get to do whatever you want. We all do. But there's an ability to overcome what has kept you stuck, which might be like experimental or different for you or something like that. But again, like, you have a brand new beginning that people see a brand new beginning. People want to offer you opportunities. People are offering you cups that are worth taking. Somebody is going to offer you a cup that, you know, will make you long-term happy. But you're going to have to be able to tell that apart from the one where you're going to get the snake. Because if you choose the snake, it's, you know, you may be harming the new beginning that is before you. We have the Knight of Pentacles. There is a need to move forward with a plan, with some practicality. Carefully, like, making sure, like, you're on the right path. And we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is emotional maturity. So you may be becoming more emotionally mature at this moment and making more practical choices. And I feel like people feel like making those practical choices will bring you away from the Tower, the Ten of Swords, these painful, difficult endings, into like something that is really emotionally happy and fulfilling for you. So I do feel like you have people in your life who want that for you, want you to truly be happy. True offering. True offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and returns it to love. I don't know what you've been through, except I know it's difficult. But there is something that needs to be released so that there can, you know, there can be the happiness you deserve. We have a Sacred Journey. You are on some kind of journey. On some kind of journey to be the best that you're capable of being. To occasionally shed your skin so that you can grow. It's okay if you're having to do something that's absolutely new. And to be human means that doing something completely new is frightening. But there is something new that will add stability to your life, add abundance to your life, something that you should take action on. Choose happiness constantly. Now we can't, this is a happiness card, we have choose happiness constantly. We can't always decide what happens to us, but we can decide how we go about our lives. We can decide to, you know, create something that is stable for ourselves, to move towards things that will genuinely make us happy. We can decide to make, you know, more informed and careful choices. Be mindful of the messages that you send. So make sure that what you're saying is what you mean, and what you're showing people is, you know, is the real you. Because we don't just send messages by speech. We often send messages by, you know, how we show up. We sometimes send messages by the choices that we make. We have tarot protection. I feel like you have protective people in your life, and I feel like the universe is also trying to put some protection around you. We have, learn. So there is definitely something that you have been pushed to learn so that you can move forward in your journey. And I think that journey involves being more emotionally mature. So with the turtle is about longevity. It's also about like slowly and surely getting where you need to go, but slow and steady wins the race. But turtles live for a very long time. So are you, like, make sure that you're making choices that make sense in the long term. We have one. The number one is about our ability to make things happen. Our ability to steer life the way that we would like it to be. We have the vegetable, the lettuce, and this is about health. This is about growth. So I feel like people want you to be doing like the healthy thing. Like people, you know, if you are growing, like people are really behind you. It's also green tarot, so green might have some significance. We have the diamond, and this, I mean, obviously not a real diamond, but this is about value. What about value? Because, I mean, you are valuable, but what about value? The Page of Swords. There is a need for you to take a moment and really look at and observe what is valuable. Because we get told a lot of things are valuable, and not all of them are actually that important. Some of them really truly are, but not all of them. So what actually is value? I feel like you need to maybe set aside a little bit of a time and really observe, like, what is valuable? What is valuable to you? We have the cog, and the cog is about being in the right place, to be able to do the right action, to be able to help everything work better. So, I mean, I feel like people really want you to be happy. If you have made a poor choice in the past, people want you to learn from that decision and make new and better ones. Hope that this helped you. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 11,000 subscribers. If you do want to book with me, my email is in the description right below the timestamps. Thank you again to everybody who has been liking, sharing, subscribing, and booking readings. It all helps. I deeply appreciate you. And it's time for pile number 4. Pile number 4, my gorgeous angels. How do others see you? Pile number 4. How do others see you? There we go. We have the King of Wands. King of Wands, King of Passion, somebody who is highly motivated, somebody who is charismatic. We have the Queen of Wands. It's actually, we have the Queen of Wands come up on the first reading. We have the Four of Cups. I feel like people find you charismatic, driven, creative. But people may sometimes believe that you are paying attention to the wrong thing. King of Pentacles. That being said, you seem to be somebody that is capable of converting your passions into something that is monetarily gainful or practical. I feel like you have both the inspiration and the ability to make it real. Clarity on the Four of Cups. Maybe some people feel like they're rejected by you, but like the Four of Cups is like a need to, you know, make sure that you're not losing what's important because of other things you're not happy about. We have the Nine of Cups and the Rider. I feel like people see you as somebody that is happy, who is relatively self-fulfilled. People see you as somebody who really goes after what is valuable to them. You do seem to be somebody who is very capable of making what you want to happen. Eight of Cups and the Moon. I think that you are somebody who is willing to walk away from what is unfulfilling for you, even if you don't necessarily know what's in front of you. You just know what you were dealing with wasn't something that was ever going to fulfill you. And I feel like you take action. You take action even if there is the unknown. I feel like you do practical things. I feel like you are somebody who's really capable of starting over, because the Rider is the first of the Lenormand deck. It is lucky. There is a moving forward element. You may be just really willing to move forward from things that don't fulfill you. Maybe people want you to take a second look to make sure that you just don't drop everything, before. But we have the King of Wands, clarity on the King of Wands, Ten of Wands. You have, look, you're a strong person, and you have the strength to also just drop burdens that don't serve you anymore. This could be like, again, maybe some people do feel a little bit rejected, maybe because you chose your own happiness and moved forward. How do others see you? Pile number 4. How do other people see you? We have the Four of Cups. Do people think that... I feel like you drop what doesn't serve you and people feel rejected. You move forward, for your own happiness. But you you know, if you're not being fulfilled, even if you don't know what's in front of you, you walk away from what's not fulfilling. And I feel like, yeah, that does make some people in your life feel rejected. But you do it because you don't compromise on your self-worth. Because you would rather be happy by yourself than miserable with somebody not fulfilling your needs. Yeah. Because you only have time for somebody who's going to be real, somebody that, you know, you can depend on. Like, you don't just walk away from everything, but you walk away from what's not fulfilling. And yes, people feel rejected. But you are open to receiving, you know, something that is on par with what you offer. I feel like if people don't give you real offers, they find themselves rejected. People might see you going off, having fun, living your life, having a good time. Or maybe people just, some of you, like, I feel like when people, you know, for whatever reason decide not to take you seriously, they find themselves, you know, suddenly like on the outside. But I feel like you're working on being happy. You're working on making sure that your own life is secure. You are ready to have something like the 10, like you want family, you want community, you want something that lasts the test of time. And if somebody's not offering that, you don't take that seriously. You don't take them seriously. And I feel like that makes people feel their own self-limitations. I feel like you going after your passions, making them a reality, I feel like, and you walking away from, you know, things that, you know, don't fulfill you. Because I don't feel like you're stuck like this. I feel like other people feel like they're stuck. I feel like you bring up, because you're off doing what you need to do, regardless of what anybody else does, I feel like this really brings up other people's limiting beliefs and thoughts and feelings. Because you're essentially, with the Six of Wands and the Bridge, I feel like you just demonstrate for people what it means to, like, overcome that obstacle. You're moving towards your own success. You're overcoming that obstacle. And I feel like for some people, it might bring up something. For some people, they feel limited. They feel rejected. But did they offer you something that would have been acceptable for you? Queen of Cups and the Stork. So the Queen of Cups is about emotional maturity. Queen of Cups is also about being emotionally available. And we have that on top of, like, you know, a Three of Cups situation. I mean, maybe you're very emotionally available in friendships. That could be a thing as well. You're probably somebody that's fun to be around. But what you want is something real. So, self-care. Yeah. I feel like because you will prioritize your own happiness, because you will prioritize your own stability, because you will not compromise on your own self-care. So, you know, if people don't, you know, yeah, I feel like this does make some people feel rejected, because if they're not going to offer you the real thing, you don't mess around with that. Don't let social media confuse you. You're just where you need to be. I feel like you come off as rather confident. That, you know, regardless of whatever anybody else is doing, you're doing what you need to do, where you need to be. True offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and returns it to love. I feel like this is, I mean, I feel like you're a fun time, but you want somebody who's emotionally available. You're a fun, you know, you're about making things real. You want somebody, you want people who are loyal, who are there, who offer as much as you offer. So I feel like you release what isn't that. Passion. So you are a passionate person, but I feel like if somebody makes you choose them over your self-care, I feel like they find themselves rejected. Because you release that. You surrender that. Feel like you just don't hold on if people don't want to hold on to you. And at the end, they feel rejected, but honor how far you've come. I feel like you may not have always been like this, but you've come a long way, and I feel like, I just feel like if other people won't honor you, you honor you. 9 of Wands. I feel like you're just too tired to keep fighting while injured. And we have the Empress. You're in a place where you really got your things together on many different levels, and you will receive abundance from people. You are somebody that is nurturing, is creative. But I feel like if people put you in a position where, but, you know, I feel like you cut off, you, as kind and loving as you are, you will cut people off. If, you know, continuing to have them in your life is somebody, it makes them somebody that, you know, isn't emotionally fulfilling for you. If you know, I think that, so people see you coming off as confident. People see you being a boss in your life. People see you being able to handle all those things. And people also see you, like, not putting up with things. Like, there's some things that you're not going to put up with. And some people only learn this after they're, you know, after they're already not chosen. We have clarity moving you forward. I feel like when you get some clarity on something like that, you move forward. We have the butterfly. I feel like you've made some really significant transformations. We have broken prosperity and whole good fortune, because one of these links is broken. So I feel like where prosperity was once broken for you, you have created good fortune for yourself. And we have the little black heart. Yeah. But I feel like you do hold the line against people who play games. Hold the line against people who try to trick you. Hold the line against people who might have a really poorly developed heart, in the emotional sense. So I feel like you're rocking independence with style, and I feel like you are ready to have something real, something long-term, something stable, even greater abundance. But if that's not what people are offering you, you are more than willing to walk away from it. Like you don't hold on to what isn't abundant. So I hope that this helped you. If you want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 11,000 subscribers. So just make sure that you're subscribed, you comment, and you're in the running for that. Thank you again and anybody who wants to book with me, my email's in the description right below the timestamp. Right now, my turnaround is about 48 hours out. So again, thank you so much. I deeply appreciate you.